It is so early. I have to set up my closet later, but I decided this is gonna be the first thing I do today, because if not, I'm never gonna do it. Yo, my name is Montero, and thank you for joining me on my journey to watch every TV show and every sitcom ever created. Not really, but we are gonna get close. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to continue our journey in watching all of Abbott Elementary Season 2. And this week, we're gonna watch episode 11, Read-A-Thon. We're back from the holiday break, the holiday hiatus. We are in the new year for both Abbott Elementary and for us. So let's go ahead and see how this episode fares.
Need to just... Oh, no, I was, but we could, yeah. No? No.
You don't have to.
Funny how social skills just atrophy when you never use them.
They just being weird because they dance at the club during break.
Only club I go to is Bible Club.
Do they play good music? My favorite club just got shut down because they let a horse in. Take these score sheets.
Score sheets for what?
Oh, this week is the Read-A-Thon.
Sponsored by Donuts Pizza.
Donuts for reading.
Shut up, Janine.
Janine!
I love Jacob so much. Oh my gosh.
Multicolored push pins come in.
No, well, I mean, yes, that is huge. But I got 2 signups for After School Podcast Club.
Oh,
Oh, yay. Good job, Jacob.
2, wow. That,
1 is always enough. 2 is just a blessing.
Storytelling of them off, all while like redefining the form a la Radiolab.
how many white podcasts do you listen to?
Hundreds. I listen at triple speed, to fit them all in. Gregory! We got 2 signups. You ready to...
You're doing the podcast club?
You get paid a little more when you do an extracurricular, and my financial status continues to be a source of tension in my romantic life.
I feel that, Gregory.
But I figured out how to fit 2 weeks of math lessons into next week, which means this week, my kids can devote their time to reading and beating your class. Behold,
But
our reading wonderland.
if that's the case, will they remember the math and the reading that they do? I know if that were me, I would immediately forget one to make space for the other, so...
So, what time is it? That's right, Deja, Levi, Brianna, come on up here for a second.
Days until pizza party.
You 3 are very strong readers, so I'm gonna need a lot of pages from you. Can you handle it?
We got this, Miss Shemenzi.
All right, that's my girl. Go get them, kids. Maya's a great student, just when it comes to reading. Hey, kids, like adults, all have their strengths and weaknesses.
I wonder if that little girl might be dyslexic if she has trouble reading.
This Abbott life. Producer Gregory and I,
Mr. Reddy.
we understand that the world needs your stories. And this podcast is going to be a window into the very soul of Abbott. Soft, inviting intros, rhetorical questions, dripping with pregnant pauses. The Ira Glass. What type of pauses?
What's an Ira Glass?
Ira Glass, the godfather of podcasting, the podfather?
The Podfather.
We will work on diction when the mics are hot.
You've never heard of Joe Budden?
Here.
Joe Budden?
Whoa, okay. I'm not sure how Mr. Budden's mother would feel about that podcast.
You ever heard of the Coleman Podcast Network? A couple of housewife recaps, not to mention my ASMR endeavors. But Spotify made me take those down.
What?
I never cared for that Miss Frizzle. Always wearing those kooky outfits and that overzealous can-do attitude.
You guys talking about the Read-A-Thon? Yeah, my kids are...
She is Miss Frizzle.
One of them said they've been reading this in the bathroom, then gave the book to the other 2. It's pink eye. It's always pink eye.
Oh, my 3 strong...
Pink eye is the
Pieces
worst.
cooked you into. I genuinely do hope your kids feel better, but you're done.
Plenty of people have counted me out before, and while I have absolutely no way of confirming this, I'm positive they're all dead.
Whoa.
How about we raise the stakes?
Oh, okay, a side bet.
This isn't
All
the
right,
way.
What are you thinking?
Confident I'm winning, but I don't have anything of value or any money.
Okay, how about we wager some dignity?
Oh.
Loser has to streak at the Sixers game.
Oh.
Loser has to be a guest on Jacob's podcast. Equally as humiliating.
Okay.
Cool, that's awesome. I wonder how, I need to research how pink eye is caused, how it started.
So, who was going to step up and lead this class to eternal glory?
I'll read the class to eternal glory.
That's right,
Good job,
Maya. Who
Mia.
else?
Maya, sorry.
While I watch TV.
Yeah.
If I listen to an audio book while I fall asleep, that counts, right?
I don't need to know how you do it. Just get those books read. All right, let's go. Let's crack those books.
Me!
Go.
Don't mind me. I'm just here to make fun of you.
Thank you for the honesty. Gentlemen?
What's up, Mr. C? Man, Abbott Cafeteria is a whole movie.
They're really good, but Jacob hates that they're good.
Rein it in a tad.
Can I at least tell a story about that one time when I was spitting games to Emily?
No, sorry. That
Jacob,
would be...
let that boy speak. Emily is top tier popular, and I need that tea. Come on, let's get it.
Chart, Janine, my class is way ahead of yours.
Let me get this straight. 3 of your best readers go down with pink eye, and yet somehow your class starts reading more books than everyone?
Yeah, because I give one hell of an inspiration.
Rip Van Winkle.
That's okay, that's a hard one. Rip Van Winkle. So you said you read like 10 of those Berenstain Bears books. Just remind me, what's the name of the sister bear again?
Beyonce.
Oh.
Hey, here they are. The hosts of Abbott Elementary's #1 podcast.
Are those
that first ad I
egg
dropped?
cartons?
Droll, right?
This episode blows.
Or are those some type of
What do you mean?
sound thing? But they look like egg cartons to me.
Staff say negotiations with the district come down to one thing. Respect. 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 Chapter 3. The popular kids table can be a daunting...
This isn't what we recorded.
Look, there's a learning curve here. You know, we are all...
You censored us.
Which is ironic.
Do not say that.
This isn't what we signed up for.
Yeah, man. We quit. I was really excited for this, too.
Oh.
Do we still get paid for the club if there are no students in the club?
No.
The thing is that she brought in her Read-A-Thon list this morning that you guys signed off on, and I just don't see how it's possible she read all these books just last night.
Of course she did.
Here's the thing. Maya is just starting to show some initial signs of struggling with reading, and the last thing that I want is for her to get frustrated.
I'm a little nervous about what's gonna go down.
Maya doesn't need some tests.
She just needs a little extra help just in the reading. Mr. and Mrs. Okafor.
I just finished 4 more books, Mr. Menti.
4.
Ouch. That's exactly how it is. Some parents don't think their child are part of the statistics of non-perfect, but just because you have dyslexia or anything like that doesn't mean you're not that. It just means, like me, I just have trouble reading. There's nothing wrong with that, but some parents think that it is, and it's not.
Mr. Menti?
Yes?
I really try to help our class read the most books, but can I be done with books now? I mean, the contest is over, right?
I want to ask you something, and I want you to be honest with me, okay? Because remember, it's me, Mr. Menti. Remember when we trekked through that snowstorm together? Stomp, 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 abominable.
Oh.
Can reading feel just like a little tough sometimes?
A lot of tough.
Oh, yeah.
Aww.
You know what? For me, too.
Really?
Yeah. But I found some tricks over the years to help make it easier. It doesn't matter how fast or slow you read. Reading's about having fun. My teacher gave this to me when I was a little girl, just about your age.
I still wish we would have won.
Yeah, me too, kiddo. Go have some pizza.
That was a really, really heartwarming speech from Melissa. That was amazing. If I had a teacher like that.
Just wanted to give the kids something new and exciting to do, you know?
New and exciting for them or for you? Because it sounds like you was trying to force them to do something that you want to do. You're a bad teacher.
Oh my God. I've had this exact nightmare before.
Yeah, people tell me that a lot. I call it a va-vu. Now, get out of here. There's a new episode of Below Deck that I got to review for my podcast, Small Deck Energy.
Oh! She loves those below decks or lower decks, whatever the show is.
LeVar Burton, who taught us that reading is like a rainbow, and the pot of gold is that I won.
You know, Janine, I reread the rules that Donuts prints out on their form.
No.
Sometimes it takes me reading through things a couple of times before I get everything. And since my 2nd and 3rd grade class are in one room, the classroom, I get to add their totals together, which unfortunately for you means I won.
Donut said what?
Barb!
For this Abbott life, here's Clarence and Raheem.
Oh,
So, what questions do the reporters have for me today?
My mama said she saw you at the club grinding all up on producer Mr. Eddie.
This episode was brought to you by the Coleman Podcast Network.
Yeah, we're still waiting for that answer.
Oh no. They ended it like that? We're still waiting for that answer. Oh no, what's gonna happen from here on out is... Cause like we know that like Janine didn't go out with Maurice. We know that she, well, from what we saw, we can surmise that she didn't go out with Maurice, that she just went with Ava and her boyfriend. I don't know how this is gonna pan out from here on out, but it is culminating. I am definitely getting some Friends vibes, some Office vibes. It is definitely a Jim and Pam type of scenario, for me at least, but I am enjoying the ride so far. What a lovely episode, take, portrayal, discussion on dyslexia and the struggles that humans have with learning, not just reading, but learning in general. Honestly, I think that taking tests, is a horrendous and poor way to assess one's knowledge. Because there are people who are excellent at test taking, but then there are people who those same people can be completely awful at writing essays, conveying communication, doing physical or art projects. People are geared differently, which is why we have different majors for different things, but when it's the same system for every single major, it kind of makes it moot point. People have struggle learning different things, and it's not because one is smarter than the other, it's just because how one is wired. And yes, some people can be more intelligent than other people, that is fine. But again, knowledge, I feel, and test taking is not a accurate or correct assessment of one's intelligence, in all honesty. I'm happy that at least we got to see how some parents do react with their kids when it comes to dyslexia and diseases, because that's how it is. This is how I grew up. Not necessarily, my parents weren't as big on that, but when it did come to things like dyslexia and other major life-altering learning ability type things, we were outside of that statistics, because that's how, and I'm very cautious to say this, but that's how foreign families and foreign parents work. High esteem, high pedestals for their children. They cannot ever be part of the bad statistics, that is, diseases that are not actually diseases. Disabilities in some capacity. I never got tested, but the signs were there for my specific form of dyslexia. It's really hard for me to see solid color of some things. That's why it's really hard for me to read. Even comic books are a little hard for me to read, but they're much better. You should see my school notes from college. They were all color-coded. Trying to find an example of it, but I can't really find anything right now. Basically, everything was color-coded so that I can see it. Even on my computer notes, sometimes things are color-coded because it is just so hard for me to just see, and everything just gets jumbled around. And that's fine. I've found the things that work for me. Melissa found the things that work for her, and I honestly, that's what learning is. Discovering how to adapt and survive the world that you're currently leading. I'm gonna stop ranting and tangenting about learning and dyslexia, whatever, but I really loved this episode because of it. I think it is phenomenal, and I think it's accurate. I think it is fully accurate, and I love it. I love it because I feel heard a little bit. And I just love people like Jacob and Mishamenti who are able to learn even as adults and impart this wisdom onto their children and learn from their kids as well. So that was all really great. So what did you guys think? What did you think of this episode? Once again, Happy New Year and welcome back to the Abbott Elementary Weekly Reactions. Check out my channel for a playlist of all of the Abbott Elementary episodes that I've reacted to so far. I have a bunch of other reaction videos, reviews, and rankings that are in the works that are coming to you. So subscribe if you want to see all of that, and like this video if you liked it. My Sushi Media links are in the description below, and I will see you next time. You've just been Montified.